wasn't looking like, oh, that's LeBron. Oh, I gotta dunk it. No, I know this is my jumping leg. It's gonna be hard for him, and I gotta go strong and punch it. When you see me on the court, I don't give up on anything. If it's a loose ball, I'm gonna jump on it.
He's part of that new breed: size, agility, and speed.
When my names get called in 16, I'm like, this is definitely like one of the best moments of my life. And he changed everything from there. So.
This is where the next season is made, is in the summertime. In and out right here, in and out. I can see this guy rushing a quarterback for $30 million a year.
Hey, that's Guerschon Yabusele, professional basketball player, and come check my day out. I thought I was going to be a soccer player growing up. I think it's the mentality that you have when you're from Europe. And then I watched Kobe. And then from that day, I was like, oh my God, like, it's just, this guy's so good, I found a couple of videos when he was training, and the video when like he had the broken hand, and then he was working on the other hand, shooting like, what it takes kind of to get there. And I think that's what I want to do. In France, the last couple of years, he has been, it's a lot of hype right now around basketball, and I'm so glad, for the kids coming up now, especially with the Olympics. And now when you see we got guys drafted #1 pick of the draft, and we get like 2 or 3 players in the top 10. It's pretty big now.
This is going to be our biggest offseason in 6 weeks. Drive those knees forward. Here, try to get the elbow low as well. There you go. Yep. 5 like that. It's going to be a hybrid today, a little bit of everything. A little bit of a lift day, a little bit of a high intensity day. And big, open him up, especially that position. He's got to be big and still be able to move the small guys, because nowadays in the NBA, everyone can move. Not only the point guards, not just the 1s and 2s, but 1 through 5 can shoot, can move, can dunk, can cut, can handle the ball. So we have to make sure everything we do is intentional. Everything we do has a plan, everything has a purpose. And right now we're just getting those glutes firing up properly, his posterior chain firing up properly, so he can really do some real work in this session. The more stable an athlete can be in a dynamic situation, the more explosive, more dangerous he can be. That's really what separates athletes from regular people, is how well they can move when speed is applied at a high intensity. One of the things that makes Guerschon so special is how he moves in space for a guy that's so tall and so big. Good hip rotation, he's light on his feet, but he's also strong at the same time and hard to move, right? That's a rare combination. Those exercises are exercises that we use for a lot of different types of athletes, but the combinations that we put together were specifically for what he needs and his style of play.
This is the best part about the off-season, is working out. Get better.
When you're building.
For sure.
I'm gonna bring some kettlebells over here. We're working on single leg stability, which is really something that every athlete needs to work on, but specifically getting his hamstrings from the hip joint to fire, and just getting him to be more explosive and more stable.
I've been working with him since I was in Boston.
I think it was like Terry Rozier was the first guy that was going there. And me coming from France, not knowing anything, I was like, I'm just gonna kind of like see and follow.
We're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays full body circuits, like functional training. He's already got the size. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays work on just movement. Work on really more specifics, high explosive movements, high intensity movements to prepare him for in-game speed. And I watch this guy just crush it. So we're gonna start doing some more dynamic movement now. Still some strength movements laterally, creating lateral power, figuring out what that person needs as an individual, what their personal goals are, and their availability of time and dedication to the craft. If they can give me 5-6 days a week and they're gonna give me everything they got, then they're gonna get a better product out of it. Guerschon's giving me full commitment. So it's all about deceleration. So we're working on change of direction. I want to make it more difficult for him to get out of this position, so then when he has none of this on him and he's on a court, he can get in and out even faster, right? You're overloading, so it's easier when you take everything off. The reason for the kettlebell specifically being at a high position is to raise his center of gravity, which makes it more difficult to come out of that position. If you pull from the belt, from the center of gravity, there's more resistance, but it's not really changing, not really pulling him over that much, right? You raise that kettlebell nice and high, it's more difficult to get out. So it initiates that core muscles, the obliques, the QL, the psoas to fire better to get out of that position.
When I went to France, I was so aggressive. Everybody was like, oh my God, like, how you so good in defense? Like, you slide so fast and you're doing, and I remember like we worked on this the whole summer, so it's like, I know how good it is because I've seen it. I've seen the result. My first year, because he see me in a different situation, and I was in Boston, then I went to China, and then I was coming here after Madrid. I feel like the level in France and the basketball is going to be more athletic, more physical. When you go to Spain, it's going to be less athletic, but super smart basketball. Now you get to play really against coaches, against team, against player that really thinks. The basketball, the pure basketball, like you're gonna get some of the best. So this is amazing. Then you go to China. A lot of people don't know that. It's super hard to play in China. There's a lot of people that thought it was easy. They went there, 2 or 3 games, they got cut. Because some contacts and some stuff, they might call it, they might not call it. So, you gotta play through all of this. So it's hard to play over there too, and it's super competitive too. And then you got the NBA here, it's faster game.
This dude's got some hands on him. I hold mitts for him sometimes, and this guy can throw some punches now, okay, and move. He's got good movement.
Yeah, the heavy bag. I was looking at it right away. Just click. I've been coming back to Miami, every summer, and I'm trying to change places every time so I can discover a little bit more of the city, different area. The time is always now. That's a good phrase right here. You can't cheat success. This is something that I think about and I like. Nobody says it was easy. It's not easy, not just for basketball. I feel like you need to have that mentality, always believe in yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't think too much. Don't put all this negative energy. Don't be like, I can't, just do it. It's a lot of positive and great thing in the world that sometimes get covered by the bad stuff that's going on, but we still live in a beautiful world, I'm definitely not that good. I'm not even just good at drawing, so. Short term is to be able to sign back this summer. Since I'm a free agent, do everything you gotta do at the right time. I was in the Olympics, it's a whole country looking at you and looking after you, so you go to the game, like you play in Paris, I wasn't looking like, oh, that's LeBron, oh, I gotta dunk it. No, I look at him and I say I gotta dunk it because if you look at the game, like action before, like he blocked me. So a couple of action after that, when I just passed and I saw him, I say, okay, you blocked me once, but I'm not going for the layup this time. I'm gonna dunk it. So either you block me or I dunk it. I know this is my jumping leg. If I go out there and I know how to dunk and put the ball, it's gonna be hard for him and I gotta go strong and, punch it. When I dunked it, the first thing before the celebrate, I turn around and look at the referee because I'm trying to see now what's gonna happen, because if they call charge, then I did this for nothing, the whole action is dead. So it was funny. Like it took us a second and then we saw him, I was like, oh yeah, then we start screaming and then everything, and then you hear everybody. Yeah, I think it was also one of the best moments of my life. Thank you for following my story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.